This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Good evening. You have tuned into Headlines Now with me, Radhika Iyer. The temperature in the city may have cooled off with some welcome showers this morning, but all is not cool. There is tension brewing in the Valley of Kashmir, issues with the neighbor Pakistan, and the army is on standby, and the situation is getting worrisome by the minute. A similar kind of tension that has begun on our part of the country too, with neighbor Sri Lanka though. Another fisherman from the Tamil Nadu has been attacked in the Sri Lankan waters. When will this hostility end? We'll get you the details of that very report. We go straight across to that very report. A fisherman hailing from Nagapattinam district died of cardiac arrest after Sri Lankan Navy personnel attacked the fishing boat where he was travelling last night. The army snatched his belongings in mid-sea late last night. The deceased fisherman was identified as Chellappan, who ventured into the sea for fishing along with 12 others from Nagapattinam. This is some news that's just been coming in, so we don't have pictures to show you, but you can imagine the trauma that this family of the fishermen, as well as the family and the fraternity of the fishermen, must be going through. The Chief Minister has strongly reacted to this death. He strongly condemned the killings. In a statement, he said, and I quote him, "This is not the first time that this has happened. It has become a common phenomenon in mid-sea. We've approached the central government several times with letters and the issue has not been addressed. Now the Chief Minister has demanded immediate intervention of the central government and demanded strict action against the killing." I can now go across to my colleague Shabir Ahmed. Shabir, quite a strongly worded statement there from M. Karunanidhi. Several meetings by leaders from Tamil Nadu, meeting with the Prime Minister, in fact, from last September to early this year, cutting across party lines, really trying to condemn this, but one sees no effect, it seems. What details about this fisherman per se of Chellappan?
Yes, Chellappan body has arrived this morning, and still there is tension among the fishing community entirely, ranging from Nagapattinam towards Rameshwaram. That is something the entire fishing community is now gripped in fear, because this is something which has happened immediately after Rajapakse had signed a pact with India just a few days ago when he was here. And in fact, it has been decided that whenever Indian fishermen venture into Sri Lankan waters, there will be no action, there will be no attack on them, or they will not be killed, but they will be taken into custody and legal action will be initiated. Just days after that agreement was signed between both the countries, now something unprecedented has happened once again in the mid-sea. So that is something perhaps a cause of concern, and that is why Chief Minister was quick to react with a strong worded statement demanding centre's intervention into this issue particularly. But some others also say that it is perhaps because of Chief Minister who passed a resolution in the World Classical Tamil Conference, a strong resolution demanding that there must be some kind of political solution which has to be found to the Sri Lankan ethnic issue which is underway in the country. So that is something perhaps some of them see this as a reaction to this World Classical Tamil Conference resolution, but we will have to wait and see how the story develops from now, Radhika.
Right, Shabir, thanks very much for joining us at this moment with those details. A horror shock there indeed for that family of the fishermen and of course the fisherman fraternity. Yet again, another fishermen attacked in the Sri Lanka just a few days after the Sri Lankan Navy promised that they would in fact be hospitable. They've clearly been hostile and anything but hospitable. More shock from the city of Chennai on flesh trade racket busted by the CBCID today. It seems that a minor girl was forced into prostitution. Here are the details. The 4 people alleged to have been pimps in the racket have been sent to Pural jail on judicial custody. This includes the women running the brothel as well. In fact, we have reports of a minor girl being forced into this very flesh trade at a house in Mogalivakkam near Porur, from where the minor girl has been rescued along with 3 other women. One of the arrested even claimed that he was an assistant to a cinema director. Right, the incidence of crime just doesn't seem to end, and it's shocking here day after day when we hear of different murders. But this one was rather bizarre and something that was bone-chilling. The other top story that we've been tracking through the day, a woman lawyer stabbed to death in the corridors of law and justice in Karnataka. 25-year-old JS Navina was fatally stabbed in her neck and ear by a man who was wearing an advocate's robe in front of the court, hall number 4 of the Karnataka High Court at about 1:50 p.m. during lunch hours. It is an NDTV impact. We'll get you the details of this very story, but take a look at this thing that we've created. Remember, we got you the investigative report of how students in the engineering colleges, mainly North Indian students, are playing brokers to get more admissions for their college for the greed of petty cash. It's quite some cash and not petty cash, because a minimum of 50,000 rupees is being taken as cut by these students per seat. In fact, on Monday, one engineering student, Nirbhay, became a victim to this ugly trading of seats in education after Ndtv-Hindu sting operation, which we broke to you on this very bulletin yesterday. The college administration today has come out and spoken out. It has even promised to take severe action against the students who bring disrepute. The management of the Dr. MGR deemed university, from where Nirbhay was studying, of course, has said that it takes no capitation fees from its students and will certainly crack down on these students who play brokers. In fact, to clarify their stand, I am now joined live by Dr. M.K. Padmanabhan, who is the Vice Chancellor of Dr. MGR University. Sir, Nirbhay, the student who was murdered by rival groups, belonged to your college. Your reaction first, sir, on the fact that we have proof that students in your college are actually playing brokers who take black money to get more admissions.
I would like to basically clarify that the whole incident is a bit dramatized. As one could walk into our college, you could very clearly see display boards which say that there is absolutely no capitation and absolutely no commission or anything of that nature. Well, you know, it so happens that it's a bit unfortunate. Even I am basically aware of the rumors that there are indeed people of this caliber, but but we have no facts to verify them. As far as the part of the management issues that I want to tell you is, definitely we have no issues of taking any commission, no donation or things. People, in fact, as one of the staff members has rightly pointed out, should not fall into this trap. You should walk in directly to the admissions office. And the very fact that the student has demanded a 25,000 rupees as a DD that's all the initial advance that people pay. And then all these people who pay this money have to write an entrance examination. And whomsoever passes out of that are the students that we take in, and the money is refunded back to them if they do not come up to the expectation. And some of them who join at this stage even do not have their mark sheets with them. They are just about to pass, and since they come from various parts of the country, some of the universities have not yet declared the results. They are anxious to join. So obviously we follow this system wherein it's more like an advance wherein they come in, and as you have clearly seen, it's a demand draft of 25,000 rupees. Yes. The apparent 50,000 money in cash what the student takes is, unfortunately, we are not aware, is unfortunately obviously meant for them, and I have nothing much to say about that, really.
Right. But sir, you've been saying, you've admitted in fact just now that there are rumors, you are aware of students who are playing brokers. Can you, in your capacity as the Vice Chancellor, take action against these students who bring disrepute to your institution?
Oh, definitely. In fact, this has come as a shock to us, and it definitely hurts me as the head of the institution in terms of academics. And it's very unfortunate that we are here to mold the children in their young age. These are all students in their 17s and 18s. Instead of learning and then becoming great engineers and doctors, they are getting into very unscrupulous practice right from the beginning. This would not keep them in good stead as they move up in the ladder in their career.
But sir, what action will you then take in your capacity? What's the quick action you can take?
Well, the typical action is, the first I would like to say is that to the parents and to various people who seek admission to these colleges should not fall a prey to any type of people, whether it is students or anybody who is basically a commission agent. The second I would say is that if these type of incidents are brought to our notice, we will definitely be able to take action. Obviously, since there are students, there is no way in which we will be harsh to them, but we will point out to them that they are getting into bad practices which is not in their own good interest. And as teachers, we have our own way of molding students in the right path. We will definitely do that in the right spirit, more in their interest as much as in our interest in terms of protecting the integrity and the generic image of our institution.
All right, Mr. Padmanabhan, thanks very much indeed for joining us at this moment on this very day, a few days after a student has died from your college. You are now coming out there. You saw it, Mr. Padmanabhan, who is the Vice Chancellor of the Dr. MGR deemed university, who's come out and spoken on this very show. He's promised to take action on not just one student who we managed to get on camera, who was pursuing this trade of seats in education, but to also crack down on the many hundreds and thousands of students, mainly North Indian students, who are continuing this trade to get in fresh admissions in the lure or greed for money. Thanks very much, Mr. Padmanabhan, for joining us there. We'll take a short break now, but up ahead, if you are unhappy with the hygienic conditions at the government hospital, then you have support from Amma. And did you know that snake bites are highest ever in Tamil Nadu?